My friends, good evening, one and all. This is, of course, the one and the only. This is the MRC show that never ends. Welcome, everybody, to the season opener for the Tier 2 Championship, Season 15 of MRC. Can you believe it? We've come this far. We have got a pretty well changed Tier 2 lineup, which we will go through during the course of this very damp and, just for the sake of Simon, a very moist session here in the Hungaroring for Season 15. A bit of a challenging opener for all of the drivers, I am sure. Before we get into qualifying, before the drivers get down off calm themselves after the little panic attack that you can see here, as they change their setups, let me introduce, for the first time, making his debut in the commentary box alongside myself. It is an absolute pleasure to introduce the man who was pretty much run away with the championship in his tier last season and has been duly and well and truly and well deserved shafted and put up to the tier 1 big boys. It is the man from South Africa, one of the many that we have in the contingent. So, Mr. Johannes, also known as Bobo. Good evening, my friend. Welcome.
Good evening, man. Good evening. I'm excited, man, and see some rain. So it'll be interesting who is doing well in the rain.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is a high downforce track, isn't it? We know that. So a lot of the drivers will have sort of a balanced setup, I reckon, already. But this still throws another bit of a mix-up, doesn't it, round here?
It's interesting. Like I think it's the rear wing. Sometimes you put it a little bit lower, but now in the rain, are people going for the 50-50 wings?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It is, isn't it? I'm just going to quickly have to pause it just while I have to invite Colin, who unfortunately got kicked from the session for some reason, so I'm going to send him a new invitation. Sorry about this, folks. Doesn't normally happen. Hopefully you can get back in now. There we go. But yeah, you're right. With this, like you say, the rear wing, they might have to just move that. He was right, the 50-50 configuration, almost the Monaco-esque setup, which, you know, it can hamper you down the start-finish straight, but if the DRS is disabled, then it's not going to hurt you as much as it can do.
Indeed. It's always like a difficult decision, like going for 50-50 wings. It's good for qualifying, but I think in the race you want to have it a little bit lower, just a little bit lower.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, it's interesting. We've got a few drivers out on the soft tyres, actually. Bergen's on an outlap. Nick's tried it, and he's gone back in the pits. So it looks as though they're almost at the crossover phase and just trying it. But Air Voice, we're on board with. It's going to be one of the first to cross the line. He's on the intermediate tyres. And, we've said how you changed the driving quite dramatically in the wet, don't you? You can't attack as much. You've got to be careful with the throttle application. And I'm just looking, in qualifying, I do allow the telemetry at the bottom of the screen. And, you know, it didn't 129 there, and he had quite a lot of his battery left through that lap. And it's interesting because you can't use them. Wow, Vixen. Wow, well held there around the second last corner. But this is
sliding away.
Yeah, he really was. He was really sliding all over the place.
He got the quickest lap now.
Yeah, he was. Nice. Yeah, really, really good lap time. Doris just behind him. So yeah, we've got Airways at 26. That's a very, very good lap from him.
I think he can be one of the quickest drivers here this season. He's always in the front, but he's really unlucky sometimes. But if he get a little bit more consistent, he has a good chance with some other drivers here.
Yeah, exactly.
Fight for the championship.
I agree. I really do agree with that one. I think Bergen can be quick. Armour we saw last season was really quick. Same with Wumax. Ryan, if he gets it hooked up, he can be quick as well, Mr. Red Car Rambo. And to be fair, a man who was pretty quick at the end of last season and just had a lot of bad luck was my former teammate and the boss man, single track. So hopefully he'll push on this season. Friddy is currently in second. He was one to really watch out for. He in Extreme and did a few bits where he was reserving and really held his own.
Really quick. Yeah, indeed.
He really is.
There's still somebody like Nick is going with the soft tire, looks like.
Yeah, he is actually. Yeah, it's interesting this. I wonder if it doesn't look like it's sort of easing up at this moment in time. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, this.
And times will be quicker, like in the end, so... If the rain is not going worse, of course, but...
Yeah, Colin's in. We've got him in control of his car. Happy days for Colin. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting session. So Martin, well done for joining. I know he's a bit stressed, but he's excited. Ujoni, good evening, Damiano. He's just getting his pointers in, I think. He's just getting warmed up now for tonight. Hopefully, we've got a few drivers now in Tier 1, yourself included, that can sort of hold it and make him sweat a little bit this season. We saw it last season that, you know, yes, he ran away with it a little bit, but it wasn't all his own way last season, and I think this season's going to be another one like that. Good lap from single track puts it into third. Alex right behind Airways as well.
I have a few drivers, like they showed the last few races of the season. They're really quick, like Michael Mesh.
Yeah.
Also like B and X, but he's not driving in Tire 1 or so, but he's driving in Extreme. He's really quick as well. And you have, of course, like Xavier and the other Chris Bailey and so they're really quick as well, so they'll be close. Yeah,
it will be. Wow, Nick really struggling for grip behind an RB. I think that might be Colin who's just come out the pits. Yeah, really struggling for grip, but he's on the soft, isn't he? So I'm just keeping my eye on them and just see. So is Colin, just seeing how they cope with it, and they're not coping very well at this moment in time. Oh,
he broke his wing.
On. And, yeah, Colin got the 5th place penalty. That's
gonna hurt him.
I think that's going to go into the stewards. I think already we're not even 10 minutes in so far. Airways has just gone 1,000th quicker than Alex. Wow, so these lap times are going to start tumbling, I think, through this. Monsters on an outlap on the Inters. Good evening, Andrew. Well, good to see you on the grid. I know you're our prime reserve. Look at the Friddy. Wow. Yeah, these lap times, as they gain the confidence, and those Inters, they are a tyre that you can use a few laps on, can't you? You sort of, the first lap or two aren't always the quickest, but then they come to you and they seem to get a bit better. The rain looks like it is lessening a little bit, so I wonder if by the end we'll see the soft tyres come out properly and the track drying up that little bit more.
That's exciting. It's always like exciting when it's raining first. The times are going quicker and quicker, and then in the end, like one lap for the soft, and who's going to do it in one lap? That's so exciting always. So.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right there, mate. That it really is. Yeah, it's just all out, isn't it? That one lap, and they've still got to find that grip as well. The change is so dramatic that it is, and it has. Dry. Yeah, I think you're right. It has stopped. So this is going to be interesting now. I think the people that started on the Inters didn't use that extra set of softs. That's going to be an interesting one there. I think, they may be in a better position. Berger with a 130, just a nice easy lap for him, getting up to pace. Let's have a look. Dondej is on an out lap. Let's have a look at Monster. I know a lot of improvements he's made in the off-season as well. Evening Wookie, Colin, I'm glad you're in a seat. Everybody watching, don't forget, hit the like button, everybody. Come and join us in the chat. We'd love to have you.
He's going in a bit.
Yeah, Andrew's bailed on that one.
I think he knows that, like, it's going to be dry. Why go for another lap?
Yeah, Colin's still trying to lap with his damaged wing.
Okay, interesting.
Fair play. Yeah, fair play. May not feel too bad.
It's my teammate this season, so in Extreme tires.
Oh yeah, that's a good lineup, you two. That is a really strong lineup. I know there's no constructors in Extreme, but that's still a good lineup. But yeah, I mean, look at the times now. We've got a few drivers still out there. I'm just going to ride on board with Mr. Pizza Man, SPF, and just have a look at this track. It does look very dry. We're good, Andrew. Thank you. Hope you are as well, mate. Looking forward to seeing you race this evening, and fingers crossed for you. Yeah, Peter's struggling for grip, just in general. I know he's sort of on a slowish lap, but that does look dry. So it's almost like we're back to square one in terms of the start of qualifying. It's a greenish track, and you see a few drivers in the pit starting to put the softs on. You can see that on the left-hand side of your screens. Calvin and Connor excited the season 15's here, which is always great.
I see Don still going for a lap with the intermediate. He's in 18th position. I think he didn't do a... It could be like a blanker lap, let's say.
Yeah, a little bit deep into the first part of the chicane, but yeah, like you say, just a bit of a banker, get the feel for the track, get your eye in as well, isn't it? That's the key. It's, a lot of the time, you don't always manage to get your best time first time out, not just because of the track, but it's you just getting used to the way the car feels again on light fuel. And seeing how the tyres work as well, and just the grip that's out there. So it does take that extra lap or so, doesn't it? So, we're a bit screwy on the way in.
It always feels good to see green on your right side of the screen.
It is. So purple's even better. Purple's best.
Purple's even better. Indeed.
But you're right, you see your Delta and just look at going better, and he's into 11th with that. But a few drivers now, you can see them in the pits, like I said, putting those soft tyres on. It is parc fermé condition, so there's not a lot that they can do to change the setups. The rear wing is now set. I think the pressures are what can change front wing angle. Not a huge amount of parc fermé, so it's seeing what they can do. Not the engine brake, and the brakes. That's the only other thing as well in parc fermé. So very minor adjustments that the drivers can make at this point.
Yeah, I think it will be all to the last lap, like the last few minutes, who's going to take the pole for the first race of the season. So this will be exciting to the end.
Yeah, it will be, and of course a difficult track to overtake as well. This one, you've got mainly the first two corners are the main overtaking points with the help of the DRS, but otherwise, unless you're right behind somebody and or they make a mistake or something like that, then you are pretty much following the car from about turn 5 onwards for the rest of the race, or for the rest of the lap.
Waiting for the mistakes, but it's really like the qualifying is really important in this one in Hungary. So, but everything can happen with the safety car. It can happen in Hungary, I think.
It can. You're right. You're very, very right. And to be fair, I think a lot of people were hoping for it on Friday in MRCX. Didn't happen at all. A lot of people underfueled. I did, and spent most of the race trying to sort of balance the fuel, which just didn't go well. I'm not going to lie. Didn't go well at all.
I had it once, like in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
I don't do it often. I always overfuel just a little bit.
Yeah. I think you got 2 more in this game,
in the race. I don't want to stress inside the race, like, I need to save some fuel.
Yeah. I used to underfuel by about half a lap. So then I think I lost a win in Brazil, going to the line, the run up the hill, and I ran out of fuel, and I think I managed to finish 4th or something because everyone overtook me up to the line. And since then, I've never underfueled since. I just will not do it anymore. And I was fuel saving like crazy, and it just didn't work. And I lost a win about 3-4 seasons ago. And it's tough. Once bitten, twice shy, and I will not do it ever again.
Rigon is saying in chat like Monaco without the wall.
Yeah, but Andrew said that earlier.
New fastest lap.
Yeah, first man to cross the lap time with the soft tyres. Let's have a look. Where's Red Carambo? He's gearing up to start his lap. I know you'll hate me for this, but he's got his centre helmet on, which is always good to see. Let's do an onboard lap. He knew he would do that. He did that on purpose, I'm sure he did. He put himself straight into the pits, knew I was going to be on board with him. What a spoil sport. But 3 minutes left to go, and I think these lap times are going to tumble. Are we going to see the 1 minute 16s? Are we going to see 1 minute 15s? Is the track green enough for that? There's the congestion in the rear. So. I don't know why I'm looking at somebody in the pits there, but yeah, the amount of cars in the final sector. They're gearing up for a lap. Really, really close together as Airways has crossed the lap the time, and he's in the 23s now, so that's 9/10 quicker than half a second quicker than Lopley, who's just crossed the line. Where's Single Track? He's invalidated his lap. He has time to box though, or go again. Bergen's just started a lap. He's quarter of a second up in the first sector. He's done a few laps on those softs though, and he's invalidated.
Oh no, Sociopath is going into the pit as well. I think he's not going to make it though. He needs to be really fast.
Yeah, he does. Monster in the pit hasn't set a lap time. Nick is miles up on his previous time, but he only set a 1:45 early. He's bailed on this lap. Didn't like the first sector. Collins in the middle sector. He's behind one of the McLarens, who is now moving out the way. Oh, that may have hampered him, but he can take a tight line through that left-hander of turn 10. So he might be okay. Wow, this is going to be a good lap time. This could really challenge Airways at the top. And we know how quick Colin is. You know yourself, don't you? He's a very, very fast driver.
He's really quick. It's interesting if I think Sociopath is... Yeah, he made a mistake. Oh, he's going out. He's going out. He can make it. I think the last few guys was going to just cross the line before the counter starting. They will make a pole lap. I think one of them.
Yeah, it's a good call. Really good call. Carl's up there in 8th as well. He's now starting a lap. Let's go on board with the McVitie's Hobnob Chocolate Biscuit. Mr. McVitie himself braking about the white line into turn 1. He keeps it into 3rd, gets a bit of oversteer on exit, but uses the second DRS. He's on the hot lap, using a bit of the DRS into turn 2, takes the wide line through that. There are multiple lines through there, trying to get the traction out, then through flat out turn 3. Takes it wide, use the exit curve, then you've got to line it up for the blind, and always difficult. Takes it very simple, very easy through there into turn 4. The long turn 5. Don't really want to use that inside curve too much because that can spin you round. Important to get the drive out of there, and then it bounces over the curbs through 6 and 7. Probably wants to avoid those. Then turn 8, turn 9, just ever tightening. Feels like it goes on forever. Now Dundedge is into the 22 twos. But what's called this is usually flat out. Oh, really what a quick save. Who was that, sorry?
Alex is going really quick as well.
Where is he? Oh, Krusty T's out. Krusty T. Collins now done a fast lap. He's in the 21s in his second lap. Alex, you're right, he said. In the 20s now. We are going to see the 19s, I'm sure. Oh, Pizza Man. Whoopsie daisy. Nearly.
And good there save. Goes like social pet. Just crossing the line. No, he doesn't make it.
Oh, no, he didn't. He didn't. Neither did Single Track. Single Track didn't make it either. The last man, I think, to cross the line. Let's have a quick look down. I know we're skipping down, folks. Bergen's bailed. Ever Voices, he's done on his lap. Monsters won on a lap. This is going to be his first and only flying lap time for the Scarlet Man. Let's have a look. What's he going to do? Takes it nice and steady around the long turn 5. Important to get the drive out of there, not lose too much time. How much curve does he use? Oh, use a little bit, but goes okay. Vixen in the 19s. Great lap.
Wow.
What can Monster do on this one? Looking good through the middle sector. Here's Monster. Takes the line through turn 12 in terms of avoiding Nick. The curb. What's Nick done?
Yeah, he's trying to... he had a battle with someone on track.
Oh no.
I think it's unlucky for him.
Yeah.
He lost a lot of time there.
Yeah, difficult round here with it left and the right. What can Andrew do? He's in 8th on his lap. Good lap from him. He'll be happy he's up there. He's immediately put down to 9th. I'm not sure who that was that got up there. But I think, folks, we are done. The first qualifying session is done for the season. And that is Vixen, who takes pole position. He was quick last season when he raced. Alex lines up alongside him in 2nd. Fruity will be in 3rd. Pizza Man in 4th. Then the other Aston Martin in 5th of Nick. And Armour Red, Red Car Rambo, Colin, Monster. And in 10th will be Doris. And we'll go through the rest of the grid very, very slightly. Oh, Martin, he said he got delayed in and out the pit. And it's just something there that's out of your control, isn't it? You can't help that, unfortunately. It's just really bad luck.
Oh, yeah. I had it a few days ago in the other race, someone, my teammate was going in, and I wanted to go out, and yeah, I lost too much time to go for a lap.
Yeah, I know it is. It's just one of those ones, isn't it? That yeah, if you get held up, there's just not a lot you can do. But there we go. Have a look. Dundedge, Bit, Airways. There. Then we've got Woomax. We've got Sloppy, Sociopath, Single Track, Krusty T, Bergen, and Error Voice. Don't forget, of course, Collins got that 5-place penalty, which was really, really, really unlucky. I think for him. I think that really didn't go well. He just had that wing damage, and he's now with that little coming together, shall we call it? But look at that. We've got beautiful sunshine.
Ooh, so they did only a few laps, of course, like in the dry. So it's interesting who is going to be fast in the dry. But Vixen, he got pole, and saw like the standings on the last season, and he won the last race of the season entire too, and he only did one race, so he is one of the title contenders, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was Miami, and he just disappeared in the distance. I think he was just gone. I think won by about 12 seconds in the end. It was really, really fast. So that's going to be an interesting one. Martin really wanted the wet weather. He wants a wet tee. We have got this 5-minute break. I know we'll get that. Martin will put that up in the Discord when we're ready to go as drivers. Have a little bit of a breather. Take the comfort break. Get another beer or a rum if you're like me. It's only beer though. I'm going light tonight. I've got to race later.
I'll go.
Normally
for
it's a rum. Normally it's a rum. But this time when I'm commentating. Monster told you'll be happy with qualifying. He is really well done. Fabian, it said his brake pedal got stuck at 1%, so his DRS didn't work. Of course, no, because any type of brake it wouldn't. Wow. That's unusual. I hope, fingers crossed, he gets that fixed somehow in this little break for the race.
Yes,
Because
5 minutes.
yeah, he does. He does. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting one to see how that goes for him, because it's just going to hamper you down the straights with or without the DRS. It's always stuck on. You're not going to get the drive and that full throttle when you need it.
And also like interesting to see like Airways, he won he won the first race of the season in Tire 2 last season, and he was trying to go for a lap, but he was going into the pits. I think he didn't have enough fuel to go for just the last few minutes a good run. So he was going from third position to 15 or 13. So that was really difficult for him.
Yeah, it is. So obviously we're here in what is an iconic, very old circuit, isn't it? Been on the calendar for a long time now, and some people say it's a very boring race, like your Monacos, but some people really enjoy the track. What are your thoughts on it? How do you feel with this track?
I always have a special feeling with Hungary. I had in the Netherlands we had like F1 cafe.
Oh yeah.
And I raced on TV on this track, so that was really fun. Like I don't know if you know Robert Dornbos. He
I
raced
don't
in
personally. I'm
Formula
sure
1
many.
as well.
Okay, yeah, a lot of our listeners will do. I'm sure.
We don't have a lot of Dutch people that raced in Formula 1, but he was one of them. And I was racing on TV, so I have always like a special feeling with this track. But yeah, overtaking, it's not going to happen a lot, I think.
Yeah, I think this is going to be. It's a battle of patience, isn't it? We mentioned earlier about, we were talking just before we started that we had, the overheating of the tyres, especially the front, especially the left-hand side, seems to hurt more around here. So to balance that overheating to keep the grip is going to be a real key one to manage the tyres. I think the ERS levels, there's not a lot of overusage. There's enough braking points to recharge over the course of the lap. But I think the tyres are going to be the key strategy here, aren't they, really? Because a one-stop's definitely better.
I completely agree with you. I think it will be a tire strategy race indeed.
Yeah,
the medium, the hard is the best tire on this track, I feel like. personally. But I saw like some people, I think with the practice sessions, they didn't like the hard tire. I'm not sure though, but
I didn't mind it personally. I don't mind the hard tyre and the mediums. I think, and you mentioned that, and actually, funny enough, Andrews just put it in the chat there that the softs are a last resort. And you said, I think someone tried about 10 laps. Probably Ant, because you know what Ant's like. He's just a tyre whisperer. And surprisingly, he was on. The other day was actually qualified on the soft tyres, which is unusual for him. He normally qualifies on the inters when it's a dry track. But he took them about 10 laps, I think. But that's a long push. I personally don't think they're very good after maybe 5 or 6.
indeed, you can like go for a risk move, like going for the soft, hoping for a safety car in the beginning, and then just go for hard, so you can overtake some positions like in the beginning. But if there's not going to be a safety car, man, then it will be really hard.
Yeah, exactly. I do agree with you there. I think the one-stop strategy is the key strategy here, and I think if you can, it's going to be interesting to see what strategies people use throughout this race, and we should hopefully have our sort of 5-minute warning due very soon. It is going to be a battle of nutrition, isn't it? A battle of patience, and see what you can do with the strategy, see what they can do with the tyres, and like I say, keep them alive. And it's going to be interesting, like you said, if anyone's going to take that risk and try the softs early on, and maybe not trying to keep a set. Some of them will have a set easy for the race.
And it's also like interesting, are people going for the hards like in the beginning of the race? Are they trying to get like faster in the later of the race, like going for the medium then? So interesting to see which tires they are going for, but I think the most of the grid will go for the medium to hard, but maybe a few of them will go hard medium.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good strategy, especially I think so I've just got a message from Doris. Unfortunately, he's had a bit of an emergency. He will not be taking part. Really unlucky for him. Not his fault, unfortunately.
Unlucky.
But yeah, I think you're right. I think if you're in the middle of the pack, a bit further back, then but you've got that over pace, then yeah, the hard tyres isn't a bad call. I think you can, like you say, maybe make up a few positions, especially when they start coming in. But with the grouping effect. I just read Fabian's comment. That's brilliant.
I know that feeling.
Oh no. Oh, that's brilliant. I don't have any words for that, Fabian. I'm not even going to read that out live. I'm not going to do it to you. But we should hopefully be about ready to go.
What also makes it interesting, like with the tire, like who's going to control the tire, like later in the race. And of course, everyone in the beginning have like fresh tires, and some people will be quicker. But late in the race, the tires will be going like worse and worse, and who's going to handle that?
Yeah, that's it. I think you're right. It is. It's who can keep them alive, and you're right. I mean, like I said, the hards are good for the drop-off. Mediums, not so good. I think we are about to make the call that everybody is ready to go. I'm just going to quickly double-check with that one. It hasn't come, so I'll make it myself. So there we go. The Discord know that they can actually now ready up because they've been told. Because we do have this thing if we go a bit. We introduced this 5-minute interval session that just calms everything down a little bit. It makes it sometimes difficult for us in the commentary box, but we managed all right. And but yeah, this just gives people that little breather and get ready. And some people have families, etc., and got to take the dog out and kick the cat and everything else, whatever they choose to do.
Yeah.
But no, so we should hopefully have everybody starting to ready up, and then we'll have 36 laps. Hopefully we're going to have beautiful sunshine the whole way around, and as we are going, let's have a quick look at the tyre strategies. As we said, not very different. There's not many people. Everyone's gone for the mediums, apart from single track Bergen and Emma Voice. They've gone for hard. Everybody on the same strategy. That's an interesting call to see if there is that early safety car as you mentioned. Yeah, Doris is disqualified because, of course, he's not there, unfortunately, so unlucky for him.
Oh, yeah. It's difficult to start on the hard tire, though. Like, it's difficult in this game to warm up the tires, so the hard tire is one of the difficult tires to warming up.
Yeah,
so,
it is.
In the beginning of the race, they will struggle a little bit, I think.
Yeah, they could, but because they're in, at the back of the pack where they are now, they're not going to be at full racing speed as such, like Vix and Alex, and so you'd sort of argue the top 5 that can push on, and Vixen is really pushing on in this wall-up lap. He's really trying to get the heat in those mediums. But yeah, they'll be sort of behind a few of the drivers as everybody's battling and jostling for position, and so they'll be able to sort of bring those tyres in a little bit better and a little bit slower and calmer than they would do if they were at the front. So it may not hurt them, and then they can potentially go a bit long in the race. They can then just do what they need to do, and if they can keep them alive, as you said, see what they can do with an overcut, see how long they can take them. I think probably around 20 laps maybe for those, and then swap for the medium tyres. I mean, if you can take the mediums any longer. I do think we may see some early stops though around lap 11, if not a bit sooner. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think we may see some early pit stops. But if it's anything like extreme, we're going to have a green lights to flag race, and that just throws a complete different mix, doesn't it? That one, this is going to be a great race. As Error Voice pulls into his grid slot, and we're at the back of the pack here looking down the grid, but when everything sorts itself out, we're going to be on board with Vixen now, poor man, as we have 3, 4 and 5 red lights. And the opening race of season 15 is underway. Let's go racing. Good start from him. And Alex has got the better second phase. There's a few cars, 2, 3, 4 abreast, going further back. But Alex on the inside of our lane, going into turn 1. Who's going to be latest on the brakes? Leaves him room, does Vixen, but just about holds on. Friddy holds on from Panizza. So does Nick. Armour Red as well, all holding on. Doris, I know he's had to disqualify. That's just unlucky for him, unfortunately. Nick's got through on pizza, though. So Aston Martin first and
there's
fourth.
A yellow flag.
Yeah, I think that was for Doris, unfortunately, who couldn't make it. Loppy had a fantastic start. Bit had the worst start of them all. He's down 6. Loppy up 5 place already. What a lightning start he's had. Single track on the hards. Already up to 13th and ahead of his teammate.
Watching the guys who take a lot of positions indeed. Single track, Laupi. And Krista RT as well. Bergen just 2 positions. So and the McLaren driver in 18th position. He had a difficult start, doesn't he?
Yeah, he did. I don't know if he just got bogged down or anything with that one. Who was that? I think that's Loppy getting under pressure. He's under pressure from Dondej at the moment. That's side by side at the last few corners, but Dondej has to give way. But he's got a car on the inside. Nearly had a tango with Collins. He's already lost 1 wing already this evening. Doesn't want to lose another, but Collins getting the run. Keeping out of the slipstream. Is he going to be late on the brakes? He is late on the brakes on the inside. Use of the inside curve. That's dangerous. But there's the Alpine just on the outside. But Collins gets through, but he's still there. Into turn 2, the inside line for the Alpine. I think there was a little bit of a touch. But now he's also got the inside line. This is side-by-side action, and Dondej keeps the place. I think gets the place, he keeps it.
What a battle, what a battle.
That was great fun. Oh, and I think there was a little touch. I think Dondej got a little bit snaky over the curb, over turn 4.
Oh, is Colin going for it, though?
He is, I think he is in there, but that's not really one to it's not there, but that was a chicane. That's no. Ooh.
That's risky.
It was very risky. It is single file through there. You've got to be more than alongside, I think, through there,
and they lost like the DRS for the second lap.
They have.
They're
you're
like
right.
2 seconds behind now.
Yep, definitely. Let's get rid of all that stuff on the side of the screen. So let's go back to the front, guys. Nick, about a second off the back of Friddy. He may not have the DRS, so he'll be under pressure from Panizza. Well, the top 3, Vixen's got a 7/10 gap. over Alex. Oh, Peter got a very good exit at the last corner. And he's got the rear wing. Oh, Nick's giving him a little bit of a squeeze, but can't give him too much one because there's a Mercedes there. Oh, that was tight. That was very, very close.
And Max Verstappen knows with Hamilton.
Was a little bit. That was a bit close. But this is it, first race of the season, and we're going to see everybody going full throttle, I'm sure. Just trying to get a foothold.
Top 3 is driving away, looks like, for now.
Yeah, they are, but Nick having to battle with Panita, that's really cost him a lot of time. But you're right, the top 3 just doing what they need to do. Vixen, great start from him, managed to defend from Alex through turn 1, and pretty unchallenged as well in third. So they're just doing what they need to do. And you know, you mentioned it, and we both mentioned it in qualifying. These 3 very, very strong drivers. So these are ones we're going to watch out for through the season. But then we've got a bit of a train, or quite a big train, you'd have to say, down to 10th to Colin, who's now got past Dundedge and dropped him quite a bit. But now they're on the back of Nick. So this is going to be interesting to see how that one plays out. There's no one close enough there. Let's go back to round 2. Of Peter and Nick BT. Is Peter close enough? He's not, but I'll tell you what, in the background there's a lot of drivers left, right and centre behind Dundedge. That's single track, yeah. Wow. So single track's going to go around the outside. He's on the hard tyres. Is he going to have the grip and the traction? He does, and makes the move. What a move that was from single track round the outside.
Oh, and the Red Bull has a look.
Yeah, Womack's. Because it's a double DRS, isn't it? So Womack's got the clean run through. Dundedge was hampered because he had to take the tighter line and tighter exit with single track, and that just allowed Womack's, ever the opportunistic racer, to get through round there. And let's see what Airways can do as well now. The other Williams on Dundedge, but now single track's going to be the man who's the cork in the bottle, the lead driver on the hard tyres, and they'll start coming in quite nicely now, and he'll know where the grip is and be able to lean on them that little bit more because they are going to be longer lasting.
Ooh, there's a big battle from P6 to P8 or something.
Yeah, it's actually to P10 actually. Collins caught up with the back of Monster, and it's Nick again under a lot of pressure from the top 3. But I tell you what, before that, just saw the bottom of your screen, is Alex going to have a move for the lead? He pulls to the inside. Is he going to be late breaking into turn 1? He is, locks up slightly, but gets the car stopped. Can Vixen get nearly didn't quite get the switch back, and Alex now is our leader. We're going back. Peter has taken on Nick. Nick's going to go around the outside. I think he's outbroke himself. He really has, but that's going to really hurt him. That's going to allow Armour to come through side by side through turn 3. Still side by side up the hill, and Armour has made it through. Mistake from Nick. And that's cost him 2 places now.
Exciting race so far. Like a lot of battles, and what I like to see is respect, and I see a lot of respect in the battles so far.
Yeah, there was a few, a lot of wheel-to-wheel, very close racing, but a lot of, just enough room left and respect, exactly, you're right there. I think Bergen's had a spin through turn 2, he has, unfortunately for Bergen. He's in 19th off the back of the pack. Everybody's hasn't been able to make those hard tyres work yet for him. Who else was on the... I'm trying to think. Oh, what's happened there? There's a ghosted car. That's Panizza. He's ghosted. I don't know if he's left the session, but if he has, his car will slow down.
Oh, yeah, indeed.
And he has. Because there we go. We've got a number of drivers coming through. It's off-putting. I know it's absolutely horrible. But look at that. Everybody going straight through. And they got the DRS. But as Nick got the DRS, he didn't make it yet. You're right. The Red Bull on red car. That's red car on Loppy. They've had a lot of ding-dong battles, those two. They are very familiar with each other.
Quick, man.
Wow, he did. That was a great move from Loppy. Really got the traction down. But Ryan's a very patient
positions already. Loppy got 9 positions already. Oh, Bergen left position.
Yeah, he's in the pits. He's had a spin and he's left in the pits.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But this is a very exciting race, isn't it? We've got the top 3 with the large gap because everyone behind just keeps fighting further back.
Sociopath had like a look into the inside of the blind left corner with Don like in 14 and 15 position, but Don held up. He's still in 14 position, but Sociopath is looking
Wow, single track.
overtake.
Oh yeah, I thought single track made a move on Panita, but that's of course the ghosted car. I was thinking, wow, who does that in the middle sector? Hang on. But yeah, no, Martin's got this free air now, and he's got 9/10 to Womack. So while Womack is in the DRS, he's going to be quick enough to, sorry, far enough ahead really to keep with that, and he's closing a little bit on this gaggle, this big gaggle for fourth. So this is going to be interesting. See what single track can do in that clear air, and see how quickly he can come through the field and close to the back of them while Monster's under a lot of pressure from Colin. Is Colin going to have a look at the turn 2? Not close enough, thinks better of it. Playing that one for a later day. Monster's doing really well. Just keeping his head down, doing what he needs to do. Just get some points. That'll help him massively. But everything, I would say it's settled down, but it's really not. It's that patient game that we said that there's not a lot of opportunity to overtake, and everyone's just keeping close, trying to keep with the car in front. Because if these drivers from Nick, Loppy, Redcar, Monster and Colin keep with Armour, don't necessarily challenge him, although if Nick does drop that 1 second, which he has done, that's going to hurt. Oh, Monster's the first one with 3 second penalty for track limits. But they're just going to close in that little bit more. The gap's 4 seconds, 3.8 seconds to the top 3. Just use Armour, just go with him and help him. But I think Nick's struggling with his tyres at this moment in time, and if he's overheated, that especially that front left, the grip is not going to be there. He's just going to slow that middle sector, and I think that's what's happening. He's just dropping off the back of Armour at this moment in time.
Around lap 8 to 13, you have like a lot of difficulty with the tire, and sometimes you see like I think before lap 15 we can see some pit stops already.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Redcar made a mistake into turn 1, might have outbroke himself because Monster and Colin got through. I tell you what, we said about single track in the clear air, he's only a second behind, and he's dragging Womack's, Airways, Dundish and Sociopath with him. This is going to go from 5th to 14th in DRS, which it is now, all nose to tail. This is going to be incredible, and single track's on the hard tyres.
For now it looks like an exciting season.
It does,
really exciting,
it?
man. It looks really close. There are some people like in the back, they're really fast as well, so it's exciting to see, like after a few races, like who's going to be challenging, like for the top positions.
It is, isn't it? Absolutely. I think you're definitely right there. And I think Vixen's making another move for the lead. He is with the DRS and retakes the lead from Alex. But we're sticking with this battle because Colin is looking incredibly racy. Loppy's going to get through on the stricken Aston Martin without the DRS, and he does. Monster holds off for the moment against Colin, who is looking increasingly racy. Increasingly, you don't want to use the term, but a little bit impatient. He's desperate to get through on the Ferrari. He's trying that inside line. Monster tried to do the outside, and is he going to hold it? No, he can't. Yes, he can through turn 3. So close.
That was really close.
Colin's just about got it. He has got it up the hill, so now Colin's through on that one. That was hard racing. Hard racing indeed.
Sociopath finally got his position done, like in the 13th position. So looks racy as well. Looking forward to race Airways maybe in a few laps. So.
Yeah, I think he'll be right there. He's already closing down because everyone in this train just has to follow the car in front, brake when they do. And if you've got someone like Nick who is already dropping off the back of Loppy, and to be fair, I said that, Colin's already gone around the outside. And Colin's got the grip. Just Nick does not have any grip, and Nick is diving into the pits.
To have the first pit stop.
It is, yeah. I think they didn't work. I don't think they worked for him, those tyres. I just think he'd overheated them and they just weren't feeling it. He just could see in that middle sector the amount he was dropping up. I tell you what, that's Monster, Redcar, Rambo side by side into turn 1. Ryan's on the inside. He had the DRS and Ryan gets through. So I think Monster might be struggling as well. I think we're going to say, look at single track as well. Single track's taking advantage of that. Monster on the inside line thinks better of it. He doesn't quite close enough, and now single track's through. I think Monster's struggling as well because Womack is having a go on through.
The hard tire is going good now.
Yeah, this is definitely the big crossover, isn't it? This is where you're going to see single track make a lot of places very quickly, I think. And it's those that you said, if they're going to look after them, where the grip's going to come from. I think Monster's just struggling a little bit with that front of his car, and that's where it seems to be. He hasn't got the mid-corner speed, and then everyone on traction is just getting through him and getting the drive on him. But Ryan's back up to 7th, and he's close to Colin, and he's going to try to follow him and Loppy through. But the gap with the top 3 with Armour, who's in clear air, hasn't come down at all. It's actually extended a couple of tenths over the last few laps, so shows the outright pace that the top 3 have got.
Yeah, it's also like interesting to see, like, some people are going into the pit lane now, but they will struggle later, also with the hard tire. Of course, it's really the better tire here, I think, but they will struggle later if they go really early into the pit. And the Williams. Yep,
that single track on the inside of Ryan. Plenty room given. Nothing Ryan can do about that one. But now this is what I say. He's at the disadvantage. No, Womack couldn't make anything happen through there. Airways has got through on Sociopath. Wow, still side by side. Airways now got the inside through turn 3. Still side by side action. Nearly banging wheels. Just about enough room. Sociopath gets through. So now we've got the Ferraris together. 10th and 11th. So it's a good little come through from that. Let's have a quick look at those position changes. Single track and Loppy up 10, Colin up 7, Womax and Sociopath up 5. Some big movers, and Nick, of course, has pitted. So, but what happened to Pinizza? He was up there early on, and he's 26 seconds off the back of the pack. I know he's pitted, unless he's had 2 pit stops.
Didn't he have like the ghosting thing?
Oh, he did. Yep, sorry, that was it. Good point. Airways through a monster, both Sociopath and Airways through a monster. He is really struggling with those tyres. He is just it just has no grip, unfortunately, at this moment. Armour is pitted from 4th. That's released. Loppy is at the right time. Colin not quite close enough, but tell you what, Marmody's on single track at this moment in time. Like you mentioned, he's on the hards. They're coming good now. They are in a good place, and Vixen's actually broken the up front. He's broken the 1 second window to Alex, and he's got Freddy for company.
Interesting to see if Armour can do really well on the hard tire and close the gap a little bit to the top 3 guys.
Yeah, he's got about 4.8 seconds of clear air to the back of Bit. So see what he can do exactly is gets them warmed up and see what he can do and how he can battle. What happened to Womax as Womax made a mistake further back? He's spun.
Ooh, there's a safety car.
There's a safety. Wow. So that's helped everybody. I mean, that's probably going to hurt single track more than anybody else. Yeah, Womax lost his front wing.
Completely.
Absolutely gone. So, disappeared.
The first safety car of the season.
Yeah, it is. We've lasted 12 laps. That's not too bad. I'll take that, to be fair. Especially with the close racing that we've just had. But yeah, of course, everybody diving into the pits. Top 3 are in. Followed by Loppy. I think the one who's probably going to lose out a little bit is going to be Monster because he's close to his teammate. I think he'll drop back a little bit. But it's a saving grace for Monster. We saw how much he was really struggling.
And can Armour go like to the first position with this safety car?
Oh, that's a good call.
Is he going to be in front?
That's a good shout.
No!
Who was that?
Womax.
That was Womax.
No!
Was on the way into the pits. I half saw it and then he disappeared off my screen.
Oh,
just pushing too much. I think just pushing too hard.
That's unfortunate for him.
Wow. I don't think I've seen that, but where is Armour? Where is it? There he is. He's come up behind Loppy. He's actually lost. Well, their voice didn't pit. Oh, and Loppy let him go. Okay, that was interesting. But yeah, so he's lost. No, he hasn't. He's only lost to Aerovoice, actually. Because Loppy let him through.
Is still on the same tire.
Yeah.
The hard tire, so...
Fabian's quite good with his tyres, though. He is good with them. I think... Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he can warm them up. Single track on the mediums, he had no option with that. So if he pits now, he's going to come out at the back of the pack. Behind Bit, if he re-pits. Nick was the first one to blink, though, and he's found himself in 11th. So he's a bit of a loser with that as well, unfortunately, in this shuffle. It just depends where you are on track as well.
Yeah. Well, Panizza, his car, like, Is there a problem with him? Like he's like 34 seconds behind, of course, and he's not closing the gap. And safety car is always like waiting for the last guy. A lot of times.
Yeah.
This could be like a 3 laps safety car.
It could do, yeah. See, is Panizza? Yeah, he's still ghosted. It's pitted in for him, but yeah, you're right, it could do. And I think it usually does, in fairness. It usually does have just allowed people to catch back up. But if you're watching again, don't forget, hit the like button. Please get involved in the chat. Love to hear you. I know Connor's in there somewhere. Do your tips. What do you think? I'm sure Damiano will as well at some point as well. I'm sure he'll have hit the like button. So does Calvin as well, I'm sure. But there's 15 of you, so come on, folks. Well, we got 6 likes, and I think that's you. So come on, folks. We want at least a dozen likes. Yeah. Oh, come on. We want double figures, folks. So come on, hit that button, and yeah, let's see what the next 20 or so laps are going to give us. It's been some interesting action and some really good wheel-to-wheel so far, and Tier 2 are definitely giving us a great show.
Single track will be hurt though with the medium tire. If there's not coming like a safety car, then he can be in a lot of pain, like in the end of the race. 20 laps on the medium is, oof. It can be done, I think, but
yeah, I mean, we've just seen drivers struggle after that 8, 9, 10 laps, haven't we? And yeah. They were struggling. He had a lot of pace on the hards, and now he's going to have that pace to start with for the first couple of laps, and then, yeah, I think you're right. I think after maybe mid-20s, he's going to hurt a lot as well. But if he's got another set of mediums, that'll be good time to use those as well towards the end. Safety car is in this lap. So Benito managed to catch up to the back. So Vixen
indeed, yeah,
is going to be the de facto safety car. And because it's a short sector, it does come quite late for everybody. We're back in the pack up. Can't go too slow, of course. We saw it in one of the pre-season races that was ridiculously slow. But now, Vixen, when will he drop the hammer? When is he going to go? Is he going to go on the last corner? Is he going to go before the last corner? Midway through, we're on board with him. And he's starting just to gear it up as he's getting the traction down and really catches Aerovoice napping. It didn't catch Alex napping though. He's on the back of the Haas in second, but a great restart from Vixen. Look at this. This is Aerovoice. Alex is having a look into turn 1 as he managed to get the car stopped. He does. The grippier tyres just about runs wide though, but still keeps the move. Friddy had a bit of a battle with Armour as well in the background, but manages to hold on. Oh, what have you seen?
It was like Airways and Dunk. They're still battling for 11th position, but he almost lost his wing. Like he was braking a little bit too late, one of them.
Luckily, looks like they're all okay. Yeah, still okay. Looks like it, just about. Monster is hampered a bit. He's down in 14th, but just needs to keep his cool. He'll get through the pack, I'm sure, as and when. Single Track hasn't made any moves just yet. He's just feeling his way and trying to look after those mediums. I'm sure that's a little bit more. Who's that that's had the spin? I think that's Panizza.
Yeah. Everybody's still like in 1 second. Ooh,
Panizza's got back on his car.
Oh, cool. Only Aerovoice is like hurting a lot with the all tires.
Yeah, Dundage now with a penalty as well. But you're right, yeah, he is, you can see. But Alex looking very, very racy. At this point, goes very wide, though. That's going to give him a warning, I'm sure. But he's going to have the DRS this lap. It is a double one, so no. Raiko Rambo now with 3 seconds. The penalty is now coming thick and fast. Sociopath left the session. His car's going to be ghosted. Internet connection issues for Sociopath and Panizza as well. Wow, so Evervoice is just managing to hold on to the back of them just over a second. But if these two at the top start fighting, and Alex's car does look quite nice when he's turning in. It looks as though it's quite obedient at this moment in time.
It's really quick, and the single track cannot do anything yet, like on the medium tire.
Yeah, that's true.
He's still in the same position. He's behind Lapi, and Lapi had a really beautiful race as well so far, so it's not easy.
No, and Loppy's not exactly an easy driver to overtake, is he? He's one that'll fight it tooth and nail, but I know we're going to have a look, but everybody's under a lot of pressure from Friddy at this moment. Friddy's quite a patient driver as well. He'll wait for his time, and I'm sure he's going to try and get the exit out of the final corner, as I'm sure Alex is going to try to do to the leader. There he goes in the bottom of the screen, but we're going to follow this train. On board, Friddy Olsen in the V-Card, MasterCard, Cash App, whatever, mortgage thing. Armored's also trying to have a look at the Haas. Everybody takes the wide line. Oh, there was contact further back. I think that was with Loppy. Yeah, I don't know if he had a tangle with somebody, but he's got single track. There's a few drivers left. Wow.
They're still better.
Single tracks. Oh, he thought about it, but he's had to back out now. That's allowed Colin to have the run up the hill. He's going to have the inside line. Single track gets the outside line and has to keep it. Colin had to back out up there.
Smart move from him.
Yeah, you can't do that around the outside. It just doesn't work around that corner. But single track, yeah, had that look at Loppy, and that was very, very tight racing, and yeah, that was very close. Sociopath has joined, unfortunately, dropped to the back of the pack. But this is really, really close now, and this is just now Friddy is through on error, and Armour is as well. They are the fresh tyres. They're the ones that are going to try to pull away and see what they can do about the gap up front of the top two fighters. Well, you've got 2.5 seconds. It's a big gap.
It's a big gap, and the hard tire looks really good though, because like single track still cannot do anything behind Loppy.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. That I don't know how hard. Obviously, we don't know how hard he's pushing. Now, though.
Is he going for a move?
Oh, he's very late on the brakes. That is such a... What an attempt, though. Wow. Clean. Loppy left in room, saw it coming. Single track going every which way around. So, you know, I said he was looking after the tyres? I retract my previous statement. Because he is not. He is pushing really hard, and so is Colin as well, because they will feel so nice now. And single track 5 laps. Yes, he's had about 3 of them under the safety car, Krusty Teen out with the penalty. Colin is all over the back of single track at this moment in time, and you're right, those hards are looking really nice, aren't they?
Indeed, the hard tire looks the tire to go for, and Fixin is really close behind Alex.
Yeah, let's go back to the
overtake in the...
Yep, I think you're right. Let's have a look at the top 2. Let's see how they're getting on. Just over half race distance. Oh, Alex very twitchy from the second last corner. Colin is battling with single track once again through the last few corners. Colin is just not hanging around at all, and somebody's pitted. Everybody's is pitted. Yep. Alex went defensive, but is that going to allow Vixen to get the run out of turn 1?
Ooh, Aston Martin driver Nick is looking for the inside of Racing Bull.
Yeah, let's have a look at that one. But yeah, that's Airways actually instead on the inside. Oh, there was contact between the two. Airways, I think it's through, but no, Nick's not giving this one up. He never gives it up. Dunde's retired.
Big crash, yeah. Sociopath with Dunn.
Oh no!
Into each other, it looked like.
Surprisingly, no. The car's gone, I think. Oh no, there it is. Oh yeah, big crash. I'm surprised there's no safety car on first. Yeah, I think
he's hoping for it.
He will be, won't he? But no such luck for him. Everyone else on the hard tyres. Oh, as Vixen goes very wide, that might be a warning as well. Strict track limits as well. Don't forget, folks. Unlike some leagues that use racing line, that some leagues use standard corner cutting. Now that just means you can use every bit of curb, every bit of white line, and just make your own track, basically, doesn't it?
Ooh, and Freddy Olsen, he's really close to the top 2 now. It was like 2.6 seconds, it's now 1.3. So
you're right, I didn't even notice that, to be honest. I just highlighted him, and I didn't even think. Colin's through now on Loppy. Colin is very quick. He's just been caught up a lot. But this is a great race from him. Really pushing on. Single track's gone back to 9th. I wonder if he's had a moment somewhere, or sort of been pushed a bit wide and it's hampered him. because now he's battling with Colin behind Loppy, and now he's behind Airways and Nick. Oh, Krusty T's out. Krusty T's out through turn 2. Now we do have a safety car. Now then.
Are they going for the medium tire again? I think a lot of people will do.
I think it's the option. 15 laps.
15 laps in mediums, it's difficult.
It is, and we're going to have a couple behind the safety car. So I think it's the only option, really.
Yeah, I think it's the best thing to do. For single track, he needs to, but maybe there's a few drivers they will stay on track.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm going to see if anyone does.
When Airways and single track, they are really close to each other, both on the Williams, and Freddie Olsen and Colin as well.
Yeah, they've all stayed out.
They stayed out indeed. So the hard tire.
Pit, yeah, Nick's pitted. He done a few laps longer, and single track naturally is going to pit from that. But yeah, everyone stayed out with that. That's an interesting one.
Red car, Rambo.
Yeah, he's pit as well. Let's have a quick look at those. Oops, that was the wrong one. That was telemetry. Don't want that. Let's have a look at those penalties. So we've got Spinizza, Nick, and Monster on 3 seconds. Ryan on 6. I've seen a few drivers go a little bit wide, haven't we, and just sort of test those track limits a little bit and toy with them. So that's going to be an interesting one to see how close everybody is to that ill-fated third warning.
And the 5 drivers, like in the back from 11th position, Nick, they are all on the medium tires. Of course, Panizza is like on 9 laps all tires. So
yeah, he's in the pits though, so he's see what he can put on. But this is something that they can come back from, because Panizza obviously lost connection early on and has had to battle back. So this could be a saving grace for him, hopefully. I don't know if he's put the same tyres back on. Looks like he actually has. That's a strange one. But same with the Haas boys as well. This could help them a lot. And single track, look how well he was on the hards early on. But see if he can make headway on the mediums, and just see what the warm-ups come like. They're fresh mediums. They'll warm up just fine compared to maybe Panizza's more worn tyres. But this is now those with the penalties, Monster and Nick, closest to the points. That's going to hurt them more than anybody else, isn't it, with the pack so close together.
And the McLaren driver Alex, he faked to go inside inside the pit lane, but he didn't go.
Yeah,
that was good to see.
Someone did that to me in a race, and I didn't buy it for the first point. And then I was humming and hawing because their tyres were going. I can't remember who I was racing with now. And their tyres were going off. Mine were going off. But we were that close. It was like, okay, this is going to really make a difference. And he faked, and I fell for it.
Oh.
I completely fell for it. And I was absolutely gutted. I couldn't believe he did it to me. Which he did. I mean, it didn't hurt in the end. I can't remember what happened for the rest of the race. I just remember him doing the dummy. Not behind safety car, but behind, I think, just racing generally. And he completely kidded me into it.
Yeah, I had a race in Monza. And Monza, of course, it's like an open pit lane, So the first time he faked me, he didn't fake me. But the second round with the safety car, he faked me. And I braked way too late. So I had like a 10-second time penalty. So that was really frustrating. When I was like in second position, and then you will get hurt.
Yep, you do, don't you?
Will the safety car go in? Just like.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? It's coming up to that point.
Could be one more lap.
It could be, yeah, if Panizza's not close enough. But sometimes it thinks, okay, you're going to be close enough by the time you start.
Yeah,
so it does go in quite late. I wonder, who's that? I think that's single track. He did. Single track has spun under the safety car. I don't know if he's got any damage. And the safety car is coming in as well.
Yeah.
I can't see if there's damage on that Williams or not.
I think... is there an end plate gone on the right side?
Yeah, half his wing. Yeah, half his wing's gone.
No.
I wonder if somebody broke.
Yeah, that could be.
That looks like somebody may have hit the brakes and the Constantina effect and caught Martin out. If you're going to have to pit, he is. He's going to have to pit. Oh, this has gone from bad to worse for Martin. And he's going to have to put worn tyres on as well.
It looks like Freddie was sleepy.
Yeah, back to the start. Sorry, we're watching that single track 10-second penalty as well. Bad to worse for the boss man. So unlucky for him. And Panita's had to pit as well. And he's DNF'd. Yeah, from that.
Arma took the third position.
He did. He got through on Freddie. Yeah. I was sleeping as well. I was looking at the other side of the field. I'm glad you've got you tonight.
Yeah, man. My debut. 2 debuts tonight. Entire one.
But yeah, look at this. This is all close. This is going to be interesting now, isn't it? You know, Arma's come through from Freddie, who's been in third since lights out. I managed to hold off Arma in the early stage. Now Arma coming through. He sort of lost out in that last safety car, the one before this one. Oh, that was Alex going very wide. Now gets 3 seconds for it. We said how much is that going to hurt him? And with this battle with Vixen, it could hurt him a huge amount as well. But wow, this is it now. What can the two RBs, the V-carbs, do? I keep calling them RB, and it's just because of the symbol. It's not RB, it's pretty much Red Bull style. I keep getting them wrong all the time.
I think Colin will go for it soon.
Yeah, Colin's looked very racy, very quick. But what's he going to? Now he's up behind his teammate. What's he going to do about that? You know,
I battled a few times with him, but he's really racy. He doesn't care about like, is it smart sometimes to stay behind? No, he's going for it. He's always going for it. So it's exciting to see him race, though.
Oh, it is absolutely. Martin's actually popped up and said he was getting a throttle delay glitch, which could have caused his spin. It does. If you know, I've had similar glitches before in the past where, if you're under safety car and you're not on full throttle and you're running off the throttle a bit, it can stick. And I think that's what he said. He said he was on full throttle when it wasn't him, and that's obviously caused the spin. And Panita's retired in the pits as well. Quite a lot of casualties we've had already this evening. 7 people not finished.
Nick is already like on 8th position with the medium tire, so he's going quick.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, I did see that in the background. You're right there. He has. He's made his way through from Bit Monster and Sociopath. Monster's just going to hurt with that 3-second penalty at this moment in time. But so's Nick. He's going to really need to push on. And the key is, what can Alex do about Vixen? I just think Vixen's got the pace at this moment.
Yeah. It's interesting to see, like, Arnold is also a really patient driver.
Yeah, he is.
So I think Vixen has the best chance to win now. But everything can happen still.
Yep, still 10 more laps to go. You're right there. And Airways just dropping really outside
close.
The back. Look at this. Wow, Nick. Whoa. Blummin' it. That was close. Looking left and right on Airways, who got the run on him. And Airways was outside of the DRS, so he was really struggling. Nick tried to make it move into turn 2, but it's not quite long enough to really make a move there. Oh, Martin actually had a spin on the standstill on the parade lap as well. I didn't even know that. Didn't see it.
No, me neither.
Yeah, so
Ferrari's Sociopath is really close behind the McLaren as well.
Yeah, he's got through on his team. Yeah, got through on his teammate. You'd have to say that might happen quickly because what have we done there?
Oh, what happened?
I have no idea. We've just suddenly gone blank screen and says please wait because people have left the session. Everybody's leaving the session.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is an
like
interesting
EA
one.
Thing.
It could be. I think because the host has changed and... Oh, what's happened there?
Oh.
Wow. What on earth?
Oh, that's unlucky, man.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to red flag this one, folks. I do apologise. Not sure what on earth has happened here. Yeah, not sure. We're just looking back at every driver as well at the minute. Oh, there you go. Some of them have gone through, yeah. So we're going to red flag this one, guys. We may see a couple of, like a reduced points from this one. Not sure. I don't have a clue what's going on. We apologise, folks. Thank you for sticking with us. But we will give you some update, I'm sure, before the Tier 1 race, which will come up in about half an hour's time. So sorry about that, folks. We will be with you soon. See you in a bit.